Ark Survival Evolved is the only game in the world where you can spend 2 months building a base and have it wiped out in 5 minutes. I hate Ark. It's a terrible game, but it's also one of the best games I've ever played. I'm about to explain to you guys what I mean by that. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? I'm Treylo. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about Ark Survival Evolved. Oh god. Ark is a crazy game, man, because you can either be a Bob on the beach getting fragged and jump scared by raptors, or you could be trolling and intimidating Bobs on the beaches with wyverns.
Stop moving, and we won't kill you. You have to stop. You have to stop.
The skill ceiling in Ark is infinite. There's no boundaries to how massive your tribe can be. And that's the best and worst thing about Ark. Now, I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of comments, oh, you're a Bob, you're a Bob. And the truth is, I am a Bob. I suck at Ark. Even with an embarrassing 573 hours of playtime, I still am ass. But the truth is, that could probably be 1,000, and I'd still be dog shit. A fundamental gameplay choice by Wildcard was to make Ark servers never wipe. In other words, each map is an infinite storyline of whatever happens there staying there forever, since the day the server was made. Now that automatically makes Ark stand out from almost any survival game ever made. But the game was built around the never wiping. If Ark wiped so often, it wouldn't be worth the time, because taming takes so long, maturation, all that stuff takes forever, and if it wiped every 2 weeks, it'd just be a waste of time every week, and it would take too long to get built up. Even if the wipes were 1 or 2 months, it would take too long to get to the late game engrams and the boss fights. But because Ark doesn't wipe, it adds a lot of features to the game that other games can't even think about doing. For example, line breeding. Because Ark never runs out of time necessarily, you can keep lines going forever. But either way, that's not the point of this video. I want you to look at this chart here that represents Ark small tribes, the main mode that I play. Now, in each Ark server, 65% of the people are Bobs, low tier players, cloth clothing, wooden tools, maybe a parasaur, a triceratops at most. Then you have your mid tier players who are a little bit past the Bob life. These can be solo players with a 1x2 hidden with a couple cryopods or a metal base somewhere. You have the necessary dinos at this point. You might have a couple turrets, plan X up. Then 10% of your server are the alphas, the people who have been on the server for a while, the people that you know, the people who have killed you multiple times. This is usually only 1 or 2 tribes, and they're pretty strong. And then the last 5% are the people that just bounce from server to server looking for PvP and combat on their mana garmers, and their name's 1, 2, 3, and they will take your shit before you can do anything about it. In this chart displayed on screen, most of the player base is in the Bob category. Now, is that fundamentally wrong? Is that a problem that most of the players never get to where the mid-tier category is? The jump from Bob to mid-tier takes time. You have to have a basic knowledge of the game. You have to understand concepts. Now, Wildcard does all they can to help people out. They made small tribe servers so people wouldn't get dominated by 50, 100-man tribes, and they made starter servers where you can grind to level 40 and then take your character somewhere else. This is Wildcard understanding that dominant players in Ark are very, very dominant. Ark is a game hard enough alone fighting against annoying dinosaurs and creatures. You have to worry about the environment and other massive players too. In order to be successful at Ark at all, you have to fail at least 6 or 7 times. You have to know what works, what doesn't, how to grow. Of course, you can choose a PvE server, or you can, just stay a Bob forever. But oftentimes when you're trying to grow in Ark, it'll feel like a cycle of losing, getting beaten, and then getting back up, and then getting beaten again. Each playthrough learning a little bit more that takes you to the next level, but then you'll get raided again. There are people in Ark, the 1, 2, 3s, that play this game non-stop. And I'm not here to insult those people or say they have no life. I'm just here to say that they can't stop playing the game. They have too much management to worry about. And that's the problem with the balance of Ark. You either are too much of a Bob to do anything and the game's not that fun, or you're too far where the game becomes too time consuming and it's almost not worth it anymore. Because the only way to get as far as those other players is to play almost as much and keep working up to them, or those players will find you and they'll kill you. Sometimes those players will even find your base and choose not to raid you in hopes that you'll grow and give more resources to them when they eventually do raid you. This is another advantage those players can use of the game never wiping. The average Ark player will never get to the stage that some of these 1, 2, 3s are at. Some of these people have years invested into these servers that they will not lose simply because they have years ahead of you. How could a player like you ever expect to catch up to an impossible standard? This can also make less experienced players enjoy the DLCs that come out a lot less. Expansion packs like Genesis, things come out that are basically only for the high tier players. Things like hovercrafts and space whales, all these can be utilized by high players but rarely ever used, which makes you hate the new things that they add because you know you're never going to get one and it's only going to ever be used against you. Everything I said in this video can be a positive or a negative depending on what side you're on, and that's why there's no other game like Ark. It's its own genre. Without further ado, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you think of Ark's current situation. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.